Making a film on Plot 102. It's nearly August, end of July, and I'm just going to show you some of the wonderful things, some of the failures, and how it's all going, and talk a bit about what I've been doing on here. So as you can see, I've got spectacular sweet peas this year. I mean, I picked yesterday, I picked the day before, and they just keep coming. The soil in this bed is very good, but they are competing with potatoes. So anyway, those pink ones, I need to save some seed because they have the best scent. And they're just a mixed bag of Spencer sweet peas. I have never grown such good sweet peas. My mum used to grow sweet peas when I was a child, and it's the scent of my childhood, and I absolutely love them. Definitely my favourite flower. So when I put up this structure back in, I don't know, in the spring maybe, I just thought, I wonder how high the sweet peas will grow, or if they will at all. And just look, they're at the top now. It's like, hooray! Fantastic. Anyway, potatoes. I've been having potatoes. They are delicious. They are really good potatoes. There's a good harvest in there. The soil is very well fed and very deep. So that's been great. Really enjoyed it. Really enjoyed them. And each plant's given me quite a lot of potatoes. Can't be bad. So these are the gooseberry bushes, and I have definite photographic evidence, which is video film, of these gooseberries being taken by badgers, because I have a little camera that I sometimes put up here overnight, motion action thing. So yeah, so it's quite nice to see them do it. Really, I'm not that bothered. I'm not over keen on gooseberries anyway, so I don't mind having a few. The pond's really overgrown, but very wild and attracting all sorts of things. Seen a lot of things in there, lots of dragonflies and newts and all that kind of malarkey. Meadow sweet, beautiful. I've left some teasels there. There's not many teasels on here. Last year they were absolutely crazy, and I've slowly been removing them, but obviously you want some because things like goldfinches love them, and I can see a bee on one over there. So I'm leaving some, but mainly really taking them out. So just prickle my legs. Nice little shed, needs a bit of sort out, but it's not too bad. Keep going. Hop, gone mad. Gonna get moved, I think, in the winter to somewhere a bit more useful. So had fantastic rhubarb, absolutely brilliant rhubarb. Coming down here, so letting this spinach go to seed because it seeds itself very well, and it's a really good, it's a very, very pale colour, but it's delicious. Good spinach. Now, the thing that I've really struggled with is my courgettes, because last year I had brilliant courgettes. They were just like producing so much. And this year I have really struggled, and I'm not the only one. Lots of people have said. So where are we now? We're nearly the beginning of August, and literally they are just starting. I could even possibly pick a couple today, but I've got some yellow ones and some green ones. And in the early days, I was putting down beer traps, but they're all right now. I think they'll take off. So they might be all right, but I don't think I'm going to get the harvest that I had last year, which was phenomenal. Phenomenal. Oh, across the beds, shouldn't do that. I had loads of peas. That's my number one first set of peas. She's just about done now. Broad beans, I've had 2, they're finished. Some broccoli going in here. It's not netted, I need to be careful about that. I've planted some seedlings kind of around here at the back there. I don't know if they'll work. Some spring onion and something else I can't quite remember. Just put some seeds in. Not seedlings, did I say seedlings? I meant seeds. Usually seeds outside aren't great, but we'll see. And this is the raspberries, and there are literally almost raspberries. I've had a few. It's been interesting this year because I actually prune them properly. So they're very late. I think next year I might prune one of these raspberries, really 2 of them really well, and leave one and see if I get I might get some earlier ones. Brussels sprout plants in there that Rosie gave me. They're doing all right. I don't want to talk about my asparagus. I think I've got one there and I've just left it. Don't think it's going to do very well. And the borage is taken over. There's a lot of borage on this plot. And I love it because it does attract the bees. I think somebody's got a hive just over the back of me. So there's a lot of honeybees, but there's also quite a lot of bumblebee bees as well, which is great. Purple orac, love it, just left it. So beautiful. And this is my second lot of peas, which are almost ready to pick, and they're looking really good actually. I've had a lot of beetroot off of this little patch, and there's more to come, and there's climbing French beans there that I think are probably okay. And somewhere actually next to them there's some dwarf ones down there, a bit dwarfed by everything else, but definitely be some. And then runners, not had any yet. They're definitely on the way, but they went in very late, those. I think they're doing all right. Apples galore. I've actually thinned out already, but look at them. They need a lot more thinning. Many, many different apple trees, varieties. Kind of wildflower bit, which doesn't show much. These paths have been quite hard to keep replacing. There's not been an awful lot of wood chip delivery on the plot this year, but every time I've been around and I've seen it, I've got it, and it's mostly the paths are all right. I have to keep hoeing them. And the sweet corn, right, so last year everyone said don't grow sweet corn, the badgers love it. They just go in, take the sweet corn, blah blah blah, smash it all up. So I thought, well, I've never grown sweet corn, I will see what happens. And it was fine, I got quite a lot of sweet corn, so I've gone for it again this year, interplanted with more broccoli actually, and I'm not sure what's going to happen. It's doing fine. It's got a little barrier around it which did the job last year, so we'll see what happens. And the edges here are very kind of just left wild. I have trimmed a bit in various places, just to kind of keep a bit down, but I do want to leave a lot of these things. I mean, this is really good. I can't remember what it is, but it's really good for hoverflies, so sort of keeping that there. Amazing mint. And then the strawberries have been a failure, and that's because rats have had them, and possibly badgers. I wonder what this is. I don't know what that is. It's looking interesting. Next year the strawberries are going in a bath with a net, a proper net over the top, so that should be better. Kale, just planted out a few days ago. Somebody gave me. There's also some Cavolo Nero in there, which actually might be all right. Again, there's slug traps in there because it was getting eaten. And there's squash there. Haven't got a clue what kind of squash it is. My squash last year didn't really get fertilised, so I'm sort of not sure what to do about this. Oh, there's one there, look. It looks like the one I had last year. I'm going to keep an eye, and I might do some pollination stuff if it doesn't. What else is there? It just looks great. All the different colours and the flowers. It's so nice. So peaceful. So many different flowers, attracting all the insects. The arches, it's okay. I've done a bit of sorting lately, so it's looking a bit like there's bits that I've pulled, cut, and I haven't. Anyway, whatever. But yeah, it's quite fun, isn't it? Really. There's a fallen down hollyhock here. I might try and tie that up in a bit, see if I can sort it out. Yeah, another apple tree with loads of apples on it. The work zone with very failed cauliflowers. I think the slugs had them, given up. Lovely stuff. I love this. Love the smell of it. Honeysuckle. I cleared out the old, this when I took this allotment over, this was half full of compost, which has all gone onto the beds now. So I've cleared it all out, and I started my own compost system over there, because at some point I'm thinking it's very strong, might actually put a building up here, a little shed, using pallets and stuff. I haven't quite got around to that yet, but it's a future plan, maybe. Trying to train the hedge over the top. It might do, it might not, I don't know. And then Gabby and I have done a big run recently. We did a run to the brewery and got loads and loads of hops, spent hops, and also a run to the alpaca farm. I got loads and loads of alpaca poo. So the hops has all gone onto the compost heap. It's doing its business, and then in here I've still got some alpaca poo, and there's another bag of it there. So that's going on to the compost slowly, which is great. That should be ready soon. It's yeah, you actually can see the hops underneath there a bit. But yeah, so in there should be stuff, and that's the latest, the newest one, doing its thing. And there's also another one here, which is looking a bit like it might need a bit of turning. Anyway, so I've got plenty of compost going, and here is the polytunnel. The polytunnel's been interesting this year because the soil in here is not great. I think I've probably said this before in one of the other videos I've done. I had to dig the soil at the bottom out because it was the old polytunnel, but it had been mainly just walked on, very compacted soil. I added a lot of alpaca poo to it, but it's not great. I think it's going to now turn into no dig, so I'm going to be adding stuff. But the beans, because I put them in a bit of a raised box, they've been pretty good actually. I mean, they're very early. They went in early, although they're not really, I suppose they're not a lot earlier than outside, but they are protected early on. So there's quite a lot of beans. I've had a lot of beans off these, and I will be picking a lot today, I think, because there's quite a few here, which is great, and they're still going strong. So I'm pleased about that. Tomatoes are doing all right as well. I do feed these a lot with comfrey soup. Oh look, some yellowing ones there, which is great. So yeah, the tomatoes are doing all right. I don't eat a lot of raw tomatoes because I think that's one of the things that upsets my arthritis actually. I've got one aubergine there and one aubergine there, and a chilli. I've got loads of chillies. Anybody want a chilli? But the trouble is they've been very, very slow to grow. So I'm not sure I'm going to get anything off of them before it's too late. I don't know. We'll see what happens anyway. So yeah, a bit more in the way of tomatoes at the back. And then these again were very slow to grow, these cucumbers, but there are cucumbers. There's a little one, the diddly one at the bottom down there. So this is, it's hopeful. There might be cucumbers. There's also weird bits of pepper in here that I just can't see them. Oh, that one's got a flower on it. Well, you never know your luck. We'll see what happens. But it's been great having it because, I've just used it for, look, more chilies, for, it's like a greenhouse really. So it's been great to have things in here and have that extra warmth. Been brilliant. And apart from that, I just wanted to show you what it looks like. You can hear the crows. The butterflies flying about as well. And so, yeah, once again, I'd like to thank Lawrence. It's so lovely here. I could never have got it into this sort of state. I still am not a tenant. I'm still only a co-worker. But, the time's creeping on, and I hope soon I'll be able to take over the tenancy within the next year anyway. Very, very popular, these allotments. There's about 300 people on the waiting list, I think. And I think I'm guessing I'm probably about number 30. So, okay, bye everyone. Enjoy.